But I'ma tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that life can throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
Y'all, King Harris is back in the headlines. And this time, it's not about his Waffle House fights or skipping out on court. Nope. His own baby mama just sent the internet into chaos after allegedly leaking what fans are calling a gay tape of King. And if that wasn't enough, Booosie jumped in and straight up clowned T.I. for how he raised his son. Now, whether that tape is even real or not doesn't matter to the internet, because the speculations about King's sexuality, they've been floating around for years. People said he looked a little fruity, people said the baby was just a cover-up, and now this leak is fueling all of that. And here's where it gets worse. Fans are dragging up every old rumor. The whispers that King might not even be the dad of his son, that his baby mama only got pregnant to lock in the bag, that he's been cosplaying a gangsta life he never lived. And y'all, Booosie jumping in is not a small deal either, because instead of clowning King directly, he aimed his shade at T.I., making it clear this isn't just gossip anymore. This is a feud. So buckle up, because we're about to get into the paternity rumors, the baby cover-up theory, King's fake gangsta persona, his public spirals, and finally, how Boosie turned this whole thing into a way to embarrass T.I. in front of everybody. So before this whole tape mess even hit the blogs, King was already dealing with people questioning if he was really the dad of his son. From the moment his baby mama announced the pregnancy, people were side-eyeing the situation. The biggest thing everyone kept saying, she's older than him. And that alone had the internet calling her out like, girl, you knew what you were doing. And here's the clip that had everybody talking. King with his baby mama and their newborn. Then came the money talk. People swore up and down that she only got pregnant to lock in the bag. They said she saw the Harris name, the fame, the money, and decided to cash out by having a baby. It didn't matter if it was true or not, because the comments just kept multiplying. And when the baby was born, instead of shutting it down, the speculation actually got worse. People were posting, he doesn't even look like King, while others were convinced King was just rushing to show off his grown man status. That's when King went online and started calling the baby his twin, saying he looks just like him. He even doubled down by posting pictures like, y'all can't tell me this ain't mine.
Get you, that's my baby, that's my baby. Get it?
But here's the thing, the more King tried to prove it, the more people weren't buying it. And it's not just because of the baby, it's because for years, the internet's been whispering about King's sexuality. So when this pregnancy happened, fans instantly thought, oh, he's just trying to prove something. And now that the so-called tape is floating around, those same people are pulling out the receipts and saying this was the plan all along. Use a baby to silence the rumors. And honestly, that's where the whole conversation started shifting. Because while people were dragging King over the baby drama, others were pointing out how this wasn't even his first time being accused of putting on a show. For years, fans have said King's been cosplaying this gangsta lifestyle. He talks tough, throws himself into beefs, and acts like he's straight from the trenches. But then people remember, this boy was raised by T.Y. and Tiny. He had money, privilege, and most of his childhood was spent with his grandma. Nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't exactly scream, I grew up in the struggle. Here's King in his own words, talking about how he used to live at his grandma's place.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
And that's why people don't buy it. Every time King gets online yelling about being from the hood, the comments are like, be serious. They say he's been trying to force this street image to cover up the fact that deep down, he doesn't really fit that role. It's almost like King's fighting two battles at once, trying to prove he's a father and a man, while also proving he's this hardened gangsta. But instead of making him look strong, it just makes the spiral look worse. And trust me, The spiral only got louder when those Waffle House clips started making the rounds. A video went viral showing King straight up arguing with employees at the restaurant. He was loud, he was threatening, and people couldn't believe this was the son of T.I. and Tiny wilding out over fast food. Here's King wilding out at Waffle House.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't
talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
And the wildest part? His own dad went live the next day basically saying he didn't understand why his son felt the need to go back and forth with a short order cook. T.I. said he and King's uncles tried to talk sense into him, reminding him that he lives a life most people dream about. So why stoop down and argue with people who are just working their jobs?
Well, I mean, of course I spoke with my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
But clearly, that advice didn't stick, because after that, King's name kept popping up for all the wrong reasons. The biggest one? His arrest. Footage dropped online showing exactly what went down in 2024 when King got pulled over in Georgia. According to the police, he almost hit a squad car leaving a gas station. They smelled weed coming from his BMW. And on top of that, he had a gun on his hip. When they ran his info, it turned out he had a warrant sitting from way back in 2022. That case was tied to speeding, driving with a suspended license, and even a DUI. He was supposed to appear in court and just didn't show, which is why the warrant was hanging over him. So the video shows officers pulling him out, cuffing him, and sending him straight to county jail. And while King wasn't wilding in the footage, he actually stayed calm. The internet wasn't. To them, this was just more proof that his life is going off the rails. And in case you missed it, here's the whole video, even King Harris being read his rights.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not.
I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
Do you need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
Sexual.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns. What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case.
At this point, fans weren't just calling him reckless. They were saying his entire public spiral, the Waffle House, the skipped court dates, the arrest footage, looked like him trying to cover up deeper rumors he couldn't escape. Now here's where the whole thing gets even messier, because as soon as this alleged tape started making the rounds, guess who decided to open his mouth? Boosie. Yup, instead of minding his own business, he allegedly started clowning T.I., making slick comments about how his son ended up in this situation. and the internet instantly clocked it as shade. Not really at King, but at T.I. himself. And that's what makes it so wild. Boosie's not just some random voice. He has a history of saying controversial stuff about sexuality. This is the same man who had to publicly apologize to his daughter Iviona after he made homophobic comments about her being gay. He went on Instagram, said he was sorry, tried to walk it back, but everybody knew he meant what he said the first time. So when people saw him inserting himself into King's drama, they were like, "Isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? You've got your own family situation, your own messy comments to clean up, and yet here you are clowning somebody else's kid." But there's another layer too, because Booosie hasn't exactly had it easy himself lately. Remember, he just took a plea deal on those gun charges, and if things go left, he could end up back in jail. So for him to even be out here trolling T.I. right now, while he's got his own problems to handle, tells you this wasn't just about King, this was personal. And if you've been paying attention, T.I. and Boosie's relationship has been shaky for a long time. So to really understand why Booosie is even in the mix, we've got to break down the timeline of their beef. And trust me, it explains everything. It all started when Booosie made headlines for talking about Dwyane Wade's daughter after she came out as transgender. And here's the clip that really set things off. Booosie talking about Dwyane Wade's daughter, a moment that had the internet calling him out for being transphobic.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwyane Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How you gonna... Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
A lot of people dragged him for being transphobic, and T.I. was one of the loudest. He went straight to Instagram telling Booosie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That moment right there planted the seed for this feud. Then a couple months later, things escalated when Booosie called T.I. a snitch over his old federal gun case. T.I. fired back, saying he'd never let anyone disrespect his family and wasn't scared to go head-to-head with Booosie if he had to. Here's Booosie and that Vlad sit down, calling T.I. a snitch.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
And here's T.I. firing back, shutting down those snitch rumors.
I ain't one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they are right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble, motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good, the way you niggas think something wrong.
From there, it just snowballed. By that summer, Booosie started criticizing T.I. for the way he was parenting his daughter, especially that infamous situation where T.I. admitted he took her to the gynecologist. Booosie went off saying T.I. was controlling and out of pocket. T.I. snapped back, saying Booosie was the last person who should be giving parenting advice. They were throwing shots about family, street cred, even snitching accusations. It was clear by then this wasn't just rap beef, it was personal. For a minute, it looked like things calmed down. Both of them went online saying they were moving on, that they had no real problem. But by 2023, the feud reignited all over again. Booosie accused T.I. of not standing up for him during his own legal mess. T.I. made it clear he was done babysitting and wasn't obligated to defend someone who constantly disrespects him. So fast forward to now, and it all adds up. Booosie jumping into King's situation wasn't random. It wasn't him just being messy for clout. It was another chance to poke T.I. where it hurts. And with King being the center of internet drama, Booosie couldn't resist. Now, once that alleged tape started spreading and Booosie chimed in, the internet wasted zero time tearing King apart. And some of these comments, they were cold. One person flat out said, "He was always weird looking to me. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I." And that hit hard because people have been dragging his look since he was little, always comparing him to his parents. Then somebody else went even harsher, posting, "He looks like the clown that is always trying to kill Bart Simpson, Sideshow Bob." And listen, the internet ran with that. Side by side started popping up everywhere. But the comment that really blew things up was this one: "King about to be queen." That's the line that sent everything spiraling. because it didn't just clown his image, it went straight back to the years of people speculating about his sexuality. And that's why this whole situation is bigger than just a leak. These comments show people never stopped questioning King's identity. And with Boosie stirring the pot, the conversation turned into something way deeper. The bad blood between T.I. and Boosie never really died. And right now, King Harris is caught in the crossfire.